Welcome back to Halftime Report. Let's get a check on the commodities space. And Manisha is here as always. Manisha.
And all that comes under the category commodities is closing this year in the positive rather. I want to look at the soft commodities right now, and this has been the best year in decade when it comes to the edible oil sector. We have seen anywhere between 8 to 45% of gains coming in for this one within this sector itself. There have been lots of factors. One, there have been weather concerns. Two, speculative long positions have been plenty, and the Chinese buying has been on the stronger side as well, and that are a few of the reasons that you have seen all of these commodity prices trading in the positive. Sunil Katke of Axis Securities now joins us to talk further about the outlook of all these commodities in the year 2021. Sunil, hi, good to have you. Edible oil sector, and that clearly has been the mover when it comes to the agriculture space. What are you watching out for within this one, and what's your sense in the coming year?
Good afternoon, Manisha. I think soya oil, we have seen the prices have actually taken up very well. Even November data, if we see 11 lakh tons of vegetable oil was important. So anyhow, it is supporting the soya oil prices. And we are expecting the prices to stay firm because, again, as you mentioned, China is also stockpiling for its food safety measure. And even the weather-related concerns globally have pushed the prices up. So we are expecting the soya oil prices to stay firm, and we expect the prices to trade close to 1,200 rupees to 1,250 rupees in the coming months. And even on the CPO front, I think Malaysia has seen a good data on the export front. Specifically, the first half of December has been good, which is supporting the prices. For CPO domestically, I believe the prices may again come back to 1,000 rupees levels from the current level of 960. So I believe the positivity on global front as well as on the domestic front for both the edible oil segment should remain firm, and a buying on dip can be something looked at. Soya oil 1140 to 1150 can be a good entry level. CPO 940 to 950 can be a decent entry level. And like I mentioned, the soya oil can be targeted towards 1250 in 3 to 6 months time, and CPO possibly 1000 and 1050 can be a target.
Most bullish in the edible oil sector, Sunil?
I think soya oil, looks to be a lucrative option domestically, because CPO, as we know, the import duty was reduced, and there were rumors in the market about soya oil import duty reduction also, but it remained a rumor. So anyhow, till the time that measure doesn't come, the prices remain bullish. Domestic demand will pick up. I think after the sluggishness that we saw after the festive demand was over, I think the prices have picked up again, and moreover, I think the farmers will also get benefited out of this. Even the import numbers are not very attractive for soya oil at the moment, and we are expecting a drop in import numbers of soya oil as we move ahead.
Okay.
So that should support the prices as we move ahead.
Sunil, when we look at the other commodities, for most of them, we are closing this year in the positive, though from the lows of March to April, May, the kind of lows that we saw for many of these agriculture commodities, we've seen a very strong rebound, almost to pre-COVID levels for many of these agriculture commodities. So chana is up by 3%, wheat is up 12% in this year, cotton is up 10%, cotton from its lows has come back by 30% as we talk. Within these commodities, where do you see bullish cues?
I think chana, if we see, last year it was close to 4,400 rupees the same time, and now it is close to 4,500. In between, it touched close to 5,500 also. But as we know, the sowing numbers are good, the prices have corrected, and even NAFED is selling Rabi crop now at a lower price. So obviously, it is putting pressure. But since the prices are already 600 rupees low than the MSP, we can expect the prices to rebound as we move ahead. The new crop is expected in a month and a half, and I believe till the time the stock doesn't arrive, the prices may remain subdued. But overall, for the year, I believe even chana may touch the levels of 4,800 to 5,000 levels as we move ahead, because the demand will certainly pick up, because we are not importing chana from Australia because of the higher tariff rates. So domestic consumption should drive chana prices up. And, on the cotton front, surprisingly, Gujarat farmers have actually stopped picking up cotton, and they are kind of switching over to winter crop. And that should support cotton prices, and domestic demand for cotton should remain firm as the textile mills have started working on their 100% capacity. And over a period of time, I think export numbers to China, Vietnam and Bangladesh should also improve. So we may expect cotton prices to stay firm, and possibly 21,000 can be a target in the near term.
So, Sunil, many of these agriculture commodity prices are already at a pre-COVID level, and the kind of fundamentals that we are working with, whether it's about crop or weather or speculative buying, the Chinese buying for that matter, all of that will continue to be on. And while the in-house consumption has been strong, we're looking at the out-of-house consumption, especially for the edible food products, also continue to gain higher. Cotton, as you said, rubber, as we've been talking about, the industrial demand will only recover from here. So would you say that 2021 is going to be yet another year where we are looking to higher food prices, higher soft commodity prices going ahead?
I believe even higher inflation is going to support almost all commodity prices. And as you rightly mentioned, the coming year will remain firm for most of the agricultural commodities. Because I think with the vaccine front, solution is available at a global level. And I think the worst of 2020 is kind of over, and we believe 2021 will be a new year which will bring in good demand. And most of the government, support front regulations is kind of going to support the farmers. And over a period of time, I think this year looks bullish for most of the agricultural commodities from the domestic consumption as well as from the global demand perspective if we talk about.
Sunil, thank you so much for joining us. Well, that's yet another year that's coming in with higher inflation, higher food prices. So economy and the market is clearly preparing for that one. With that, it's back to you, Ekta.
Thanks, Manisha, for taking us through that conversation when it comes to the entire commodity space.